What's up, everybody? If you watch Sunday's pickups video, you'll know that I did not go to the flea market this past weekend. If you didn't watch it, well, now you know. That's why there's no episode of Video Game Sellers today, but there will be one this coming Wednesday, so 1 week away. I did not go to the market because Katie had the entire weekend off, and she never has, any decent amount of time off from work. So we decided to spend the weekend doing stuff together. Had a really good weekend. It was nice. But now I am sick, so that kind of sucks. So if in this video, if I seem a little sluggish or, tired, I apologize. I'll do my best to try to appear alive, but my face hurts right now. Anyways, the first game we're going to talk about is the Collector's Edition for Infamous Second Son, and let's take a look at it. For $80, you're basically getting a dress-up kit to look like Delson. You get his beanie, some patches and decals, a button set, and then special edition packaging for the game. There's a decent amount of in-game downloadable content you get with the Collector's Edition. There's the legendary in-game vest, Cole's Legacy content that uncovers what happened between Infamous 2 and Second Son, and you can also unlock Cole's jacket for Delson to wear. Depending on where you pre-order, there's even more downloadable content you can get for the game. It's interesting to see that they went with a practical Collector's Edition, stuff you can actually use or wear, the beanie, the patches, the pen set. A lot of Collector's Editions these days go with the statue, art book, soundtrack sort of setup, and that's not always for everyone, so maybe this will appeal to, a different crowd. The game comes out on March 21st, so we're just about 3 weeks away from the release. I was excited to see quite a few pre-orders pop up this week for smaller, quirky titles, not huge blockbuster releases. The first one is Putty Squad, and that's going to be coming out on PS3, PS4, and Vita as a physical release. It's going to be releasing on March 11th. On the PS3, it's going to be $20, and on the Vita and the PS4, it's going to be $30. This is the type of title that normally would just stay a digital release only, a downloadable title. But it's really, really cool to see something like this these days, being able to get a chance to come out as a physical copy. And I love, collecting the more weird, obscure titles. So if you like platformers and ones that have a lot of interesting, unique mechanics in them, then you might want to check out Putty Squad. This next game is another very unique title. It's a sequel, actually, to a game that just released a few weeks ago. It's Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair on the Vita. The first game did so well in sales and reviews that they decided to go ahead and announce the second game and put it up for pre-order. It's going to be coming out later this year in the fall, so we have a bit of time until it releases. The first game, Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, had a collector's edition, but it sold out so quickly on NIS America's site that now it is going for around $150. It was a website exclusive on NIS's site. There's no collector's edition right now for Danganronpa 2 up for pre-order, but I'm going to guess that there probably will be for how well the first game did and how quickly that collector's edition sold out. Up next is a special edition for a highly anticipated game. It's also going to be one of the most expensive MMORPGs ever produced. It is the Imperial edition for Elder Scrolls Online. For $100, you get a Molag Bal statue, the Emperor's Guide to Tamriel, a steel case, and a physical map all in a special edition box. The game will be releasing on April 4th for the PC, and as it states right now, sometime in June for the PS4 and Xbox One. It's going to cost $15 a month to play the game. You'll get the first 30 days for free, but then after that, $15 a month. That's a decent chunk of change to play an MMORPG, so hopefully the game doesn't have too many glitches and it plays nice and smooth, because, like I said, there are a lot of people definitely waiting for this release. There's a new Kirby game coming out on May 2nd for the 3DS called Kirby Triple Deluxe. Features some new things like the Hypernova ability, where you can inhale obstacles in large chunks of the level. There's a 4-player game called Kirby Fighters you can play with your friends. And there's also other mini games and stuff that you can check out, like most Kirby games have. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the Kirby games. Kirby Return to Dreamland on the Wii was awesome. So I definitely recommend keep an eye out for this 3DS title. The Vita has had a lot of games announced for it recently, which is great news for that system because it hasn't received the best support. I'm going to talk about 3 of them, and 2 are actually coming out on the PS3 as well. The first is X-Blaze Code Embryo. Now this is in the BlazBlue franchise, but it's not a fighting game. It's actually going to be a visual novel. It's a type of game where you're doing more reading and watching than actual gameplay. It's not for everyone, but it will be releasing on the Vita and the PS3 on June 24th for $40. And being put out by the same company that's doing X-Blaze, which is Axis Games. They're also doing Mind Zero, and that'll be on the Vita for $40 coming out May 27th. It's a dungeon crawler RPG, and just like the PSP had, the Vita is building a really nice library of Japanese RPGs, which is awesome. And then the last one is a game that I'm really excited for. When I first saw that they were releasing this, I was sort of confused. It's Deception 4 Blood Ties, and I was confused because Deception 1, 2, and 3 all came out on the original PlayStation, and then Trapped, which is in the series, came out on the PS2, and nothing has released since then. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. Deception is the type of game where you're building like traps to lure your enemies in, and then you have to set them off to kill them. Really unique, and you play as like scantily clad female, so that is also enticing, I guess, for some people. And the game will be coming out on March 25th on both PS3 and the Vita. It's going to be $60 on the PS3, but only $40 on the Vita, and it will feature cross-play. The last game I'm going to talk about is Drakengard 3, and there's a collector's edition that was available for it. I say was because right when I was about to do this video, I was checking all the information for these games, and I see that it is now sold out. There was only 5,000 copies available for this, and the game comes out on May 20th. The collector's edition is going to be $80. It'll be interesting to see how much this ends up going up in price before it releases. But the collector's edition did come with a few unique items, so let's check it out. The collector's edition comes with a double-sided poster, soundtrack sampler disc, a complete prequel novel, premium packaging which features the Japanese art, and some DLC content. By pre-ordering this version, it also was going to give you 3 free bonus items. The first was the Japanese voiceover DLC, and the other 2 were going to be announced on March 4th and April 11th. But now that the game's sold out, I don't see why they couldn't just announce what those pre-order bonuses are. It does suck that this sold out so quick, but I always have to warn, anytime anything's available exclusively through Square Enix's online store, that also means you are shopping through Digital Rivers, and they are a company that has notorious bad customer service, sometimes issues with actually shipping out items, and they're not the easiest site or company to even order from. I made the mistake back when I ordered the Final Fantasy Lightning Returns Collector's Edition with the 10 and 10-2 Collector's Edition. I did it in the same exact order, and that means that I won't get my Lightning Returns until 10 and 10-2 releases, like on March 18th. That was partially my bad, but more their bad, because it doesn't actually warn you or tell you when you're ordering both items at the same time. It doesn't say, like, hey, just letting you know, you're not going to get the first one until the other one comes out. I actually had to, like, do some research on the site to find out that information. I did not make that mistake, though, ordering Drakengard 3. I did that by itself, so I should get that on its May 20th release date. But that's a fair warning for anyone that orders, stuff in the future from their site. Do not order 2 things together that both are coming out in the future, because you won't get your shit until that final item releases. I also wanted to mention that I saw a nice little post on Atlus's website, basically just like a little news article right on their main page that talks about, thank you for the support from all the fans through this time of when Atlus was, when their parent company, Index Corp or whatever, was basically being bought off. Now, the cool news is Atlus is not just a brand anymore. They're actually back to being their own official company, and also in North America. So Atlus is its own company again, which is awesome news. Great to hear. Thank you all for watching. I know this is not as exciting as a VGS episode. There's no boobs except for mine. There you go. And it's not as funny, So maybe some hand farts or something, I don't know, to make it better. But please thumbs up the video, if anything, for the fact that I'm pretty sick and I'm trying to make a video for you guys. But I enjoy doing these. I like spreading news and information. So let me know down below what games you're looking forward to, if you're looking forward to any of the ones I mentioned. Granted, yes, I know I did not mention every game coming out or every collector's edition, so don't get mad if I didn't talk about the one that you happen to be looking forward to. But let me know what you are looking forward to down below in the comments. And thumbs up, and as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. I will talk to you all later. Peace!